Hey, what the hell's going on, you guys? It is 2.5 Negative AE, and welcome to another chapter in the series of Higurashi When They Cry. This is the halfway chapter. There's about 6 of these games on Steam. Um, and so I'm very interested to see where they take this third one because the second one was so different from the first one. I'm kind of expecting no different from this chapter. This is also shaping up to be one of the longest visual novels I've ever played. Considering the first two were about like 20-ish hours. Um, it, if we finish the whole series, it'll be one of the longest visual novels I've ever played. Also, we ended up taking a like 4 or 5 day break from the series, and the reason why is, well, one, it's nice to take a break from the series, so that way it's not on constantly. People can like live their lives and stuff. But two, because I was trying to set up the voices, I spent at least 3 days trying to set up the voices for this game, so that way we could have the voices throughout the series. Now, unfortunately, the way that it's set up, for some reason, whenever I try to put the voices in, I can get like everything else down. Like if I wanted like different graphics, I could put those in and stuff like that. But the thing that I wanted, which was the voices, every time I put those in, I get a black screen, and I don't know why. Um, it's something to do with the update file. Uh, I don't know. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys want to help me with that, or if you guys know what's going on. Maybe someone else has a black screen. I've tried to look on the internet and see if I can't fix the voices issue, but who knows? So for now, we'll play without the voices, and I'll just read like I did in the first game, and we're gonna get right into it. Let's see what Chapter 3 has to offer for us, or where it even is in the story. Maybe it's in a completely different part of the story. I didn't read that. You can pause it and read that if you want. Usually it's just like, hey, be careful, this is going to be scary. So, whatever. The snake in the well was happy, for it did not care what was outside the well. The snake in the well was happy, for it had not to do with what happened outside the well. And you were happy too, for you did not know what happened outside the well. Is that to say that I should be blissfully ignorant about what's happening, and that by knowing I'll be not happy? Just interesting stuff. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer, one that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were crooked houses and apartments lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to rot, as well as bicycles and cars on the sides of the roads, on the sides of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, all the more sweltering. Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of what everyone might expect, a single motorcycle came rolling in. The lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called neat even as flattery, pulled up to a 2-story apartment complex and stopped right there. A man, fairly old and wrinkled, stepped off. When the housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out, "Well, hello there. It's quite hot today again, isn't it?" "Oh, you've got that right. I feel like I'm gonna boil out here." "Oh, right, landlord. I didn't think. I didn't think. That's weird. I didn't think that that would be the first thing you said." "Ah, sorry. The fluorescent lights, right? I completely forgot." "No, not that. Don't you smell it? There's a terrible smell about it." I've been smelling it since this morning. Wait, what's this? It reeks. Did the sewers get backed up again? Do something about it, landlord. I've had to keep my nose plugged all day long. You'd still look plenty lovely plugging your nose, my dear. There was an unhygienic drainage channel running behind the apartment. The lattice from which it flowed was stuffed with branches and fallen leaves, and when filth got caught up in them, it created an awful stench in the summertime. Could you tell the municipal office about it? The drain will end up buried at this rate. Well, yikes. It's completely blocked. It'll start to back up if you poke it with a stick. The man crossed the fence over the drainage channel and picked up a filthy drying pole sitting nearby. He must have planned to stick it into the drain and clear it out. Wait, landlord, stop that. If you mix it all strange, if you do that, it will smell terrible. It smells if it's clogged and smells if it's mixed. Which should I choose? He shoved the drawing pole into the filth in the lattice. Of course, it did nothing to help the accumulation of waste. Gah! It's a dead cat. This is the health center's job. Cats and dogs smell awful when they die. The bamboo pole's not going to do much good. Garbage bags, old clothes, they throw all kinds of stuff in there. And is that a duck I see? Well, of course it stinks. The nerve of some people. The drainage channel was already unsanitary. What was a little more garbage at this point? The stream of such imprudent people was never ending, and now this channel had turned into a garbage dump. When he poked the pile of old clothes floating in the sewage, a black cloud of smoke floated out in the water. The two of them grimaced at the terribly bizarre and repulsive sight. Got maggots, eh? Someone must have thrown kitchen waste in. What? Landlord? What's that? Just more garbage. Landlord, that's... A tribe? A tribe of... A tribe of people playing the drums? Oh, hello. Good work today. What a terrible stench. Hey, someone cover that thing with a tarp. Or this thing with a tarp. The dead body. In plain sight of the 2-4 houses. Identity of the deceased unknown. Sex, female. Age, estimated to be late 20s or early 30s. Time of death, about 2 or 3 days ago. She was probably abandoned after death. Naked too? Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division and ask if anyone's gone missing. They probably weighed her down so she'd sink. When the weights came off and she floated to the top. Why in a drainage sewer of all things? Would have been better under an overpass or in the mountains, you know? And it would have been outside our jurisdiction, right? But it looks like they never wanted to hide the corpse at all. Did they do it so she would be found? That's a warning or something? The slice in her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eating her. She was cut open and her insides were dragged out. They really made a show out of killing her. Doesn't the Chinese mafia do these sorts of traditional punishments? Ask Shige-san in Section 4 if he's had any trouble with Yakuza. On it, sir. What a terrible way to go. Hey, don't her innards poking out like that looks sort of like the salad soba you can get in Kyoto? Maybe if you snuck chopsticks in, noodles would pop out, see? Ugh, please give me a break. Her intestines were pulled out and her ears and nose cut off. That's definitely not how I want to go. Her fingers in are a bad state too. There are long nails stuck in all of them, on both hands. What kind of torture was this anyway? The Indian drum circle torture. Also, if it's too loud, let me know. This is a new game, so all the bars are different levels. Let me know how the sound is. I have it at 15 decibels right now, so we'll see how that goes. The most relaxing time during the school day. Lunch, for sure. Everyone brought their desks side by side, like always, and we all ate together. Welcome back. Season 3. We're in a new world. Hooray! And the picture for this game is Satoko, so I'm guessing we're going to deep dive into Satoko's narrative this game, as it was with Rena in the first one and Mion with the second one. It's going to be Satoko being a problem this game. I can only imagine. Oh my, Mion-san, if I may say, your lunch looks quite appetizing today. There's so many different things. It's wonderful. Satoko and Rika-chan looked at Mion's lunch, shouting gladly. Let's have a look. Whoa. I just packed some leftovers from last night. All the elders were having a drinking party at my house yesterday. I managed to nab with some of what they didn't eat. Hahaha. So that's why they all look like snacks you could have with sake. But leftovers, mere scraps of food, but when arranged in a bento box so cleanly, they look impressive. Looks like part of a full-course meal at a high-class restaurant. People seem to decide if they like things mainly based on their first impression. So I thought maybe the taste of bento would be proportional to how pretty it was when you opened it. You may seem unrefined, Mion-san, but you are positively splendid at arranging food like this. Her room is nice and tidy, too. Mion-chan is a lot more organized and polite than everyone thinks. It's all the same once it's in your stomach. I'd have thought Mion would say something like that, but to think she had this kind of taste. Can't judge a book by its cover. Mion was very careful in everything she did. She never misstepped, faltered, or messed up. I see, she is our club president after all. Yours is nothing to scoff at either, Rena. Your crab kambako flower is pretty. It's very pretty. You know, Rena, your lunch always has, like, an art to it. Like, it has rabbit-shaped apple slices and carrot flowers and stuff. Rena's bento wasn't all about taste. It was like she always puts her heart into it or something. It wasn't just good, it made your insides all nice and warm. Thanks. It's not quite as good as Mi-chan's, but I wanted to make it really cute. How? Cooking isn't about skill, it's about love. In that sense, I don't even come up to your feet. Love, huh? Yeah. Just from looking at her bento, I could definitely feel that Rena put her heart and soul into making it. That's what her bento was like. I feel like we've gone through this a couple times. About how, like, Rena always has, like, good food. The taste isn't all that counts for a bento. How it looks also matters. I suppose we must learn from this too. Let's see Satoko and Rika-chan's up-and-coming bento. Whoa. Ta-da! Whoa ho ho ho. Yesterday our neighbors shared some meat with us, so we ended up grilling it for our bento. These ones too, they had such an impact. They were bursting at the seams with grilled meat. At a glance, it was too impactful for a girl's bento. A little sexist. But when you thought about eating with all your friends, it brought more than enough color to the table. Wow. At first, it looks like the kind of crude bento that a jock would eat, but there are so many different things in here. Like boiled spinach and soy sauce and stewed hijiki. Rika-chan, you're really good at this sort of unaffected cooking, huh? Yep, I think Rika-chan will make a great wife when she grows up. What? Who says that? I have a tight hold on my future husband. Who says that? A husband for Rika-chan, huh? At first that sounded appealing. It did, but I felt like a married life with her would be anything but normal. But really, everyone was amazing. They were all so young, and yet they're all capable of cooking for themselves. I would sort of cook whenever I went camping with my family, but making lunch every day was a level I definitely couldn't reach. I could only really cook in my spare time. When I thought about it like that, it really made everyone stand out more. Frankly, I respected them. Huh? I feel like maybe this doesn't only apply to other people. Come to think of it, this morning, when I was eating breakfast half asleep, I think my mom was saying something really important. With a hysteric groan, I suddenly stood up, startling everybody at once. Everything, yeah. What's wrong? Wrong. Cough, cough. You'll make us choke if you shout like that so suddenly, you know? There's rice coming out of your nose, Satoko. I'd forgotten. All the stuff about cooking for yourself, it applied to me too. Forgot your lunch. Your mom was like, sorry, you need to make your own lunch. Keiichi? Your mom and dad need to go to Tokyo again for business. Hmm? Yeah. Sleepy. Okay. Your dad's mentor fell ill right before an event he was taking part in. It's a very important event, and they need someone to fill in. Well, Dad does what he has to do for his job. You chewed. So your dad and I, you see, we need to go to Tokyo as fast as we can to help with the event. We might have to stay there for a few days depending on what happens. That sounds annoying. Yawn. While we're gone, we won't be here, so you need to make your own meals yourself. You okay with that, Keiichi? I'll be fine. Humans can do anything when they're desperate. That's so. That's a relief. You can at least cook rice, right? And you can make miso soup as well. Then you just buy some side dishes and you'll have a meal. A meal? Yeah. I can cook rice with my camping kit. Never used a rice cooker before. Chew, chew. I've only ever made instant miso soup that you make in a pot of boiling water, too. Well, I'll think of something. Chew, chew, chew. If you can cook for yourself, then you don't need much money, do you? No eating out, it's too expensive. You're at the age where you should learn about cooking and personal finances now, after all. Yep. I'll get by. Goodbye. Chew, chew, chew. No, I won't! What was I thinking? I was half asleep and I made such crazy empty promises? Just like manga characters always do at times like these, I bent over backwards and scratched furiously at my head. Scratch, scratch. Keiichi-kun, your parents sure have it rough. Anyway, you need to keep things in order while they're gone. Anyway, food. My parents aren't here, I have to make it all myself, you know? This is a huge emergency. Should you not simply give up and cook for yourself? Keiichi-san, did you not make a fabulous curry dish for the curry party previously? Listen here. Mom taught me how to cook that curry when we camped, and it's the best I can do. I can't eat curry 3 meals a day. I mean, it's just junk food in the first place. There's no nutritional balance whatsoever, and it's completely... Stupid. Shh. Mian and Satoko put their hands over my mouth. A moment later, the door rattled open, and Chi-sensei, a known curry maniac, suddenly poked her head in. Did I just hear someone bad-mouthing curry? No, we didn't say anything. Everyone's faces went totally white, and they all shook their heads in denial. Her eyes rolled over the classroom. Her glare wasn't just a teacher's ordinary stare. Is that so? Must have been the wind. Chie-sensei gave one more look around the classroom, then closed the door and went back to the teacher's lounge. I may have been shouting, but for her to hear it from all the way across the hall into the teacher's lounge, that teacher is terrifying. Kei-chan, you can disparage all the other foods you want, but stay away from curry. I read that completely wrong, but it had the same meaning, so at least as long as you live in Hinamizawa. Okay. I'm sorry. That's what I said. But still, I can't have curry for every meal. The cup ramen is good because you only eat it once in a while. If you ate it for every meal, you get bored of it pretty quickly. Rice and miso soup, and a good side dish, yeah. That's what a Japanese table should look like. Why can't you just try to cook for yourself? Rice you make yourself is really good. This old man thinks it's more a pain than good. But experiencing it every once in a while might be nice. That's right, life is all about experiences, right? But when you cut your fingers or burn yourself, it's so sad. So very sad. Play Despacito, please. With everyone encouraging me like this, I started to feel like maybe I could do it if I tried to. Though approximately one person didn't sound like she was encouraging me. Cooking is a skill I'll have to learn at some point, since I want to live on my own one day. Maybe learning now wouldn't be so bad. I'm pretty uneasy about it, but you're right. If I don't understand how to cook a few things around here, then I won't be in good shape the next time our club does a cooking showdown. Oh ho ho ho. You are correct. That clever trick of yours in the last curry contest won't work every time after all. As if scorning me, Satoko ridicules my comeback from a hopeless situation in a certain do-or-die curry showdown. What are you so relaxed for? You relied entirely on Rika-chan back then, didn't you? What did you cook at the time, exactly? Oh, damn, wait a second. You put a bag of salt in Rena's curry. I was looking for similarities, and we have a striking similarity to the second game with the salt in Rena's curry. Bag of salt in Mion's rice. You flipped over my pan. These are exactly the events. Wait, are we in the same universe? I slapped my grudge over the last curry showdown. For now, I calmed my unquellable anger by pinching Satoko's ears. This is exciting. This is exciting because we have some continuity, maybe? They might take it away, but for right now, we can compare the second and third games. My attack was because that's what we were doing for club. I may not look it, but I can do a little bit of cooking. Can you now? Even when you couldn't peel one carrot during the showdown and had to get Rika to do it? Don't be so daft. People get better every day, you know. If you think I'll always be crummy at cooking, then you're quite mistaken. Right, Rika? I have to watch or else I get worried about the pot and the flame. Sometimes you forget to turn the gas off, too. Everyone burst into laughter. That shouldn't be an issue with cooking. Even I would never do that. I don't want to hear that from someone who eats nothing but cup ramen. But Satoko can cook pretty well for herself, you know? Rena, it's fine. You don't need to force yourself to cover up for her like that. No, she's not trying to cover for her or anything. It's just that Rika-chan's cooking is by far the best of all of us, so hers doesn't stand out. Satoko has mastered the basics too, right? At the very least, she can cook rice and miso soup. Well, she can't quite tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, though. They're both the same anyway once you boil them. Satoko erupted in anger, making two fists and swinging them above her head. Everyone laughed a lot after that. Satoko's my favorite character, so I'm a little bit excited for this third chapter. Because Satoko has been my favorite character, pretty much. Well, I mean, besides Shion, but Shion's best girl. You can't compete with best girl. The others don't matter. I cannot stand being laughed at by you, Keiichi-san. Perhaps I do lag behind everyone else in terms of cooking skill, but at least I'm confident I'll never lose to you, Satoko. Not to you, at least. What was that? You have the gall to say you're confident? That's what's daft here. I might not seem like a good cook, but I take turns with Rika, you know. I can cook just fine for myself, thank you. I see. Good for you being able to cook. I'll buy you some candy as a present later. I patted Satoko on the head while I made fun of her. Satoko seemed to know I was making fun of her too, since her face went bright red very quickly and steam started to pour out like she was a kettle. You don't believe me, do you? Anyway, I can cook far better than you can, Keiichi-san. I see. Then if you can tell me the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, I'll believe you. Come on, let's hear it. The green one is broccoli. Or, no, the yellow one. Cauliflower is red? Blue. Green? Come on now. What color is broccoli? It's not red, blue, green like a television. Come on, say it. Satoko can cook just fine without knowing what color broccoli is. White? Good for you. Ah, I like Satoko. Stupid KK. Wah. Oh, it's nothing to cry hysterically about. She is so goddamn cute. I stroked her head as hard as I could. Ruffle. If you're going to act so smug, then surely you can sew us something better than Satoko. Remarked Mion, giving a slightly mean smile. Well, actually, I had no confidence at all in my cooking. But the situation carried me along, and I decided to deliver an impressive declaration. Just you wait. Tonight, I will make the best darn meal you've ever seen. I'll even make a little too much and pack it for my lunch tomorrow, so you'll be so surprised you'll fall over. That sounds like fun. I can't wait for lunchtime tomorrow. Rika-chan patted me on the head. Her words of "can't wait" sounded so transparent. Ren is excited too. I cannot believe that I keep pressing buttons. I promise I won't laugh no matter what you make. Alright, so maybe I'll go all out in my bento tomorrow too. Then let's do this. Let's have a bento showdown tomorrow. It's a club activity, of course. And we'll throw in a punishment game too. My, what an ingenious idea that is. How is that, Keiichi-san? I'll give you one chance to back down. Satoko wiped away her tears and snarled at me as if this was her chance to turn things around. Maybe this is bad? I feel like maybe the conversation is getting pretty out of hand. Oh, I apologize. Oh, if I apologize, now's my chance? But what came out of my Keiichi Maebara's mouth was a statement so reckless it even frightened me. Yeah, you're on. My bento tomorrow will knock yours right out of your shoes. You right out of your shoes. because bentos do not wear shoes. Whoa! Everyone raises their voices in surprise at my bold, confident reply. Now I've done it. What have I done? I'm so irresponsible. So, Mion-san, what kind of fantastic punishment game will we have to play if we lose? Satoko grinned fearlessly, as if to say that it was already decided that I'd be playing said fantastic punishment game. Coo, let's see. Okay, how about this? Whoever loses tomorrow's Bento Showdown, during lunch break tomorrow, has to go up to Chie-sensei as she's eating in the teacher's lounge, and say bad things about curry. Mi-chan? That's... How terrifying. Everyone went pale and gasped at how truly terrifying the punishment game was. Chie-sensei is such a maniac about curry that she'd risk her life for it. And to go up to her and start saying bad things about curry? What kind of fate would await us? Just trying to imagine it was scary. And as everyone looked blankly amazed at the terrifying punishment game, Rika-chan spoke. Tomorrow's contest will be decided by skill. Rena and Mion and Satoko. Everyone nodded deeply in agreement. Although Keiichi-san's problem might be his own dinner tonight, rather than tomorrow's bento. Oh ho ho ho. Ha! How disappointing that you can't witness what an amazing dinner I'm going to make tonight. I'll let you have a glimpse of it at my bento box tomorrow, so look forward to it. There's quite a lot of grandstanding. You do know what will happen if you come to us with something terrible, right? Coo. I just can't wait how much trouble you'll be in with Chie-sensei tomorrow, Satoko. Coo. Yes, I can't wait either. To see you, Keiichi-san, groveling before her and begging for forgiveness. Saying it all with tears streaming down your face. Yes, I can see it now. What was that? Yank. Stretch. Both of us were on the verge of tears, pulling on each other's cheeks. Stretch. Ah ha ha. Trying to muster all your desperation by placing yourself in a predicament. Kei-chan, that's so manly. This isn't manly or anything of the sort. It's called being reckless. You can't even cook well. Stretch. Haha. Rena believes in you. I'm looking forward to your wonderful bento. I'm looking forward very much to seeing Keiichi tomorrow as well. Their expectant gazes were painful. I was just trying to tease Satoko a little. How did it come to this? Yeah, you better look forward to it. How am I able to say such reckless things? I'm being so unreasonable. What the heck is going to happen to my dinner? And the bento showdown tomorrow? No, more importantly, if they make me say bad things about curry to Chie-sensei's face, what will happen to me? The extreme contrast between my outward bravado and my internal screaming continued as the hot and humid June afternoon dragged on. Alright. We're only 33 minutes in. But since this is the first episode and there's I want to hear from you guys about the volume. Also, if you guys know how to fix the voices, I'll leave the site that I use to get the voices in the update patch. Maybe I'm using the wrong site. Who knows? And maybe if you guys have the game, you guys can tell me if you guys have it working, so that way I can replicate whatever you guys did. I don't know how we're going to put these voices in the game, if we're even going to be able to. We'll see. Again, volume, let me know. If you guys liked this, go ahead and hit the like button. This is the start of the chapter, so it would be amazing if you could. And then subscribe if you haven't done so already. There's lots of visual novel and roguelike stuff on the channel. If you're interested in that kind of stuff, I hope to see you guys in the next episode of this, whatever that may be. Peace out, you guys.